So right now, this is kind of like two things. It's kind of a first look sort of a thing. It's a reaction video to looking at what's been announced and just kind of giving a little bit of advice based on what I can see here. Right, here I am. I got a cup of coffee, got my laptop, and let's go.
Around the world. We've got something really special to show you today, and we couldn't be more thrilled to show it to you here in Grand Central Terminal, where we have hundreds of thousands of people passing by on a daily basis. And for the first time, after the presentation...
Honey, what I got?
What is that? Oh,
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
No, it flies!
This is amazing!
Say hello to the DJI Spark. The Spark is DJI's smallest, smartest, and simplest drone to date. And that personality is reflected in the colors. We have sky blue, meadow green, alpine white, sunrise yellow, and lava red.
Colors.
As you can see, Spark is palm-sized, and it weighs less than a can of soda.
Wow.
It's also designed to take off. I hold the Spark in my hand, and I press the power button twice. Spark starts looking for a pilot, and now that it recognizes me, it will automatically take off from my hand.
That's cool.
Within seconds, I can get the Spark in the air. Now, it's flying, but I need to control it. I want to angle it around to get just the right shot that I want. So to do that, we designed an interface using the simplest control interface that we could think of. And it's not your smartphone. Take a look.
Nice. That's cool.
Just using my palm, I can move Spark left, I can move it right, I can use it up and down, I can push it away from me, and I can pull it towards me.
Wow.
It's
like magic.
that simple to control, and it truly feels like magic.
Haha.
Now, within this range, I've got about 3 feet between me and the Spark, and I'll do that by waving. Just like that, Spark flies about 10 feet away from me. I can still bring it back and land just by waving.
How's it gonna
This
land?
is using gesture control from start to finish to control the Spark's flight. And I'll land it just on my
No way. That's cool. Dang.
So you can take amazing photos just with a few seconds and using your palm. With your smartphone, you can control the Spark from a distance over 100 yards away from you. You can use the optional remote control to still fly over 1.2 miles away. Built 4 different types of quick shots. The first is rocket. Using rocket, the camera points down and the Spark flies up, revealing a unique perspective from above. You can do droning, where the drone starts close to the subject, flies up and away, keeping the subject locked in the center of frame and showing the big perspective of the world around the subject. Circle keeps the subject locked in the center of the frame as the Spark automatically flies circles around it, creating a really epic shot. And this is my favorite. It's called Helix. It starts close to the subject, flies up and away and around in larger and larger circles. Spark shoots 12 megapixel stills and records full HD video at 30 frames per second.
No 4K.
On board Spark, we also have a mechanical 2-axis gimbal stabilizer
2-axis.
that works together with Ultra Smooth. That includes Active Track that follows the subject, keeping it locked in the center of a frame. Automatic panorama and stitches them together. And a new function called Shallow Focus.
Oh,
Shallow Focus uses DJI's 3D vision system
nice.
to identify the subject
Like portrait
in the
mode
shot
on the iPhone.
and blur out the background so you get a beautiful shot that looks like a professional has taken it. And that includes a max flight speed of up to 31 miles per hour using using sports mode on the optional remote controller.
Optional remote controller, so there is going to be a remote available.
And here's the cool thing. For the first time, not only do you have interchangeable batteries so you can swap them out in the field, but you can also power the Spark and charge it on the go using a micro USB port in the back.
Nice.
So it makes it easier to charge.
Alright, so here's the Spark right now. Let's learn more. What do we got here? Seize a moment. Okay, so here we go. What do we got here? Oh, these are different modes. Quick launch. Alright. I do like the way it takes off from the hand. So it looks like catch landing is a thing now because you take off and land in the hand. I notice it doesn't have any feet or anything like that. So that means that if you want to land it in the sand, you're going to get sand in it. So basically you will need to catch land it. You can probably put down a little mat though, something like a yoga mat or something like that if you're afraid to do it. I wonder how those props are though. So when I get mine, one of the first things I want to do is I want to test those props. I'm not just going to shove my finger in there straight away, but I want to see, you know, is that something that could cause damage or is it going to be pretty relatively safe? I mean, like don't put your tongue in it or anything like that, but it might be okay. All right, so that's quick launch. I think that's cool. What do we got? Simple control. Yeah, that was pretty neat. I like the way he was like moving his hand around like that, controlling it. It's nice. And then the gestures like this. By the way, these gestures like that are not new. They're also in the Mavic. Create with ease. So the shot making thing looks kind of cool. Now these intelligent flight modes look really cool. The Helix one really gets my attention. I like that because that's actually a maneuver I try to do a lot when I'm flying. I will actually literally do that very shot. So that looks kind of cool. Edit and share. Yeah, okay, so I don't really care so much about that part of it. Some people might. For me, I'm going to take it in Premiere Pro and I'm going to edit it anyway. So what else we got here? Smart, reliable, incredibly intuitive. What do we got? Quick shot. I do like that quick shot. Tap flies, awesome. Active track and gestures. Yes, we did look into those. All right, so what have we got here? Mechanical gimbal. Powerful lens, sensor. Interesting though, one of the things I'm looking at here, I like the way that camera's positioned because if you've ever flown a Mavic, one of the things you'll find is that gimbal is very sensitive. In fact, I've broken 2 of them. If that like bends a little bit, it scrapes and then you have problems with it and it can get weird. This particular one here looks like it's built in, looks like it's going to be pretty solid. Maybe it's going to be able to take a couple of knocks, who knows. One of the downsides, though, is noticing it's a 2-axis gimbal versus a 3-axis gimbal. So obviously, up and down is going to be one of the axis. And I'm going to guess this way is going to be the second one, so it's not going to have this. So what does that mean? It means it's going to keep the camera stable. It's probably going to stay level because of this axis. And up and down, you're going to be able to tilt it. So if you're flying, though, because of this, can get rid of the jello. So there is a chance, I'm guessing, with when you're moving, you could end up getting a little bit of jello. Once again, once I get it, we'll test that and we'll find out for sure. One of the things I noticed on there that they were saying is it does 1080, so that means there's no 4K. Now, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the time, I'm not really delivering in 4K. I'm delivering at 1080, so it's not a big deal. However, one of the things I do like is when I shoot in 4K is being able to crop it in and get a clean shot. But, you know, for the purpose of what this is, shouldn't be a problem. So 50 kilometers, that's 30 miles per hour. That thing is going to look like a jet for something that scale because it's going to be moving. It's going to be hauling. So we've got 1-something mile range, which is great. 16-minute flight time, FPV, yeah. Okay, what else we got here? Worry-free flight in the palm of your hand. Okay, so we've got autonomous flight, return to home, flight protection, intelligent battery. So all the things that we're used to. I like the obstacle avoidance. That's kind of cool. And here we go. We can buy it. So what do I actually think about this thing? Well, let's talk about this for a second. I think, you know, $499 is definitely a good way for someone to get into a drone that doesn't necessarily want to get like super serious like some of us. So here's the thing. I kind of look at this like, a cell phone camera or point and shoot camera. This is a drone that, according to this, from what I can see, anybody is going to be able to fly very easily. They're going to be able to get some decent shots. So for a lot of consumers, this could really open up the world to drones. But let's have a look at the weight here and see if this fits under the FAA regulation, which I think is about 1/2 pound. So let's have a look on the specs here. 300 grams. How many pounds is 300 grams? 0.6. Okay, let's have a look. FAA registration. Okay, it weighs between 0.55 pounds and 55 pounds. Okay, so according to this, from what I can see from the FAA regulations, this one's just a little bit heavier, a little bit over, so it's still going to have to be registered. Okay, so I was wondering about that, whether they would get under, whether they would work to get that under 0.55. I'm sure they tried really hard, and without the battery, I'm sure it's well under that weight. So, because I'm seeing it's like 0.6, so it's coming very, very close to being at that point where it wouldn't have to be registered, but it looks to me like it's going to sneak in and you're still going to have to register that. Okay, so here's the thing. Why would you buy a Spark versus a Mavic versus a Phantom 4? Okay, you're going to get the Phantom 4 Pro if you're serious about photography. You want to, it's kind of like someone would go out and shoot with a, bigger camera. They take the tripod out, they take the camera out because they want to get the best possible shot. Someone with a Mavic might be like, someone with a Micro Four Thirds camera. It's not as good as a full frame, but it's portable. It's the best of both worlds, right? So it's a smaller camera, but you can still get really good pro-looking shots. And then there's the people that'll take the point and shoot camera out, and those are the people that just want to get the shot. They just want to be like, hey, look at me, I'm at the Hollywood sign. Look at me, I'm at the beach with friends. And it's more for memories. It's more for sharing, just for that immediacy, right? So that's the story that DJI seems to be giving here. It's about immediacy. It's about just having it with you, being able to snap that picture. So you go on holiday snapshots and stuff. You're going to be sharing it with friends and family. That's where the Spark seems to fit in. So if you're looking for stuff, that you're going to create something and print it out on the wall and create this beautiful art, that's not what the Spark is for. The Spark is the one that you're going to pull out of your pocket, you're going to have with you. Now, I've ordered one. I've just placed my order, and I've ordered the Fly More kit. So as soon as I get it, I'm going to do a comprehensive review on it. But the thing is, like, why would I choose that when I already have the Mavic, I already have the Phantom? Because that's something I'll keep in my glove compartment. That's something I'll keep in a bag. I'll take with me all the time. And just the fact that you can just click it, turn it on, in a few seconds you're up getting a shot quickly, I think that's great. So that's where the Spark kind of comes in here. Now, don't forget, check out my reviews. I've already got a ton of comprehensive reviews there on the Phantoms, on the Mavic, and as soon as I get the Spark, I will be doing the review. I'll compare the footage to the Mavic, to the Phantom Pro, all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, guys, what do you think about this? Is the Spark something that gets your interest? Do you think $500 is a good price? Would you, pay the extra couple of hundred to get the remote and all the other stuff? Or is it just something that just seems like a toy to you? I'd love to know what you think about it. Do you think it's overpriced? Do you think it's fairly priced? Seems like you got some pretty decent tech packed in there, with the redundancy and all that kind of stuff. Decent flight time. We'll see in time. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. If you do, become part of the Cafe crew. Hit the subscribe button right now. And every single week, you'll get a new video from me. Actually, lately, I've been doing more than one a week, but it's going to be at least one a week. So if you like the video, once again, hit that like button. Do it right now. I'll wait while you smash that like button. All right, let's crush it, smash it, whatever. Seems what everybody's saying these days. All right, guys. So until next time, though, I'll see you at the cafe.